All right, guys, this is Strong Principles, and I'm Rob Delacruz.
I'm Wendy Shafransky.
I'm Larry Medina, and we are Strong Principles.
All right, guys. So today's topic. So right now we are about a week before Thanksgiving, and rolling into December. And this is
Did
when
you say rolling as a pun intended?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to roll some people into the new year. No, we're going into December, and this is the time of year where people get really busy, and current members sometimes start to slack off. I have to say our classes have been jamming lately, so no shade to any of our members. But what I'm also seeing every year is people request pricing. I get into conversations with them, and then they want to hold off until the new year before they start. So let's talk about why there's, January 1st is not magical. It doesn't mean because you start in January, you're going to, your resolutions are going to all come true. And there should be a case for starting now.
Yeah.
You want to start?
Yeah, and it's starting now, but let's say you're under time restraints. Just a day or two a week is so beneficial. And the place you would be in by the new year, just for 1 or 2 days a week, would be so much further than if you just waited to start. So that alone right there.
I feel like I'm being judged here.
This one's for you.
I come on looking back over here.
No, yeah, okay. I see where you're going with this, because like if you start 1 or 2 days a week, right, then you come into the first, and let's pretend that you're like, okay, I don't want to get it going right this minute. I want to wait till the beginning of the year. But you were saying like, hey, come in a couple of days a week.
Yeah, I mean, in our gym in particular, I mean, it's not like you just show up on a Monday and go, all right, I want to try a class, and you're in. I mean, there's a process. So you meet one-on-one with a trainer, get an assessment, and then typically, especially if they haven't ever done any training before, they're doing a couple personal training sessions. So, get that going now. And really in month one, even say you got that all done in a week and you've got 3 weeks until the new year. In that first 3 or 4 weeks, you're learning how to move. You're not making all these gains. You're not having the body of your dreams, but you're learning how to move. Then you're eventually getting a little stronger. So get that done in December. So you're starting up the new year in a really good spot where it's kind of like, just moving forward.
Yeah, and it's like your comprehension of the workouts and your acute, because there's a learning process to movement in general. And just learning how to move better, have better movement quality, and learning how the workouts are together, learning how to deal with stuff yourself. That's huge. And then there is some, if you, once a week to twice a week, there's still strength gains and movement quality gains.
Now, being on the other side of the fence, right, for like some folks, because I understand that mindset too, right? Like, truth be told, like I'm holding off on going to the doctor till maybe, January time frame, because I know it's going to be bad for me. I got some travel coming up. I got, there's a lot of nuances, and I could be good, but I'm not going to be. Like, I'm just,
You know what he's going to say already, so you're just going
to, I already see the darts.
It's called, avoiding the inevitable.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I understand that of like, okay, I don't want to jump right in and start something, because it's almost like you probably feel like you're half-assing it, is my guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not half-assing it when you're learning, but you aren't, you're not at your full potential. So again, you're learning. But what also happens with people who commit to exercise, they tend to make better choices during the holidays. Yes, you're going to have pie if you want it or whatever, but maybe you're not going to drink 5 glasses of wine the night before because you want to train in the morning. So, I mean, there's that part of it as well.
I totally agree with that, because I'll say that. Like when I was gung-ho, I'd wake up earlier. And really that's the key, is you just got to get up earlier. Mm-hmm. If you commit to getting up earlier and working out, that you don't have to be like running like 10 miles. If you just run a mile or do something, then it does curb your appetite to not have a drink or not have that pie or whatever.
Yeah, you want to do well in the gym, so you're not going to be hungover, or you're doing all this hard work. You want to have something to show for it, so maybe you're making better choices. And yeah, you're still going to slip up during the holidays. I mean, we all do, but you're not going to feel like, not doing any activity, eating like crap, sleeping like crap, drinking. You're not going to feel like a huge turd in the new year.
So I thought I would say that word before her. But so I got 2 things. But let's look at a different approach here. okay, you are going to eat more and you are going to do these things. So why not these extra calories be able to partition them to actually gaining strength and muscle? Because, hey, you're going to have this extra, so you could be in a better place just by doing that. You're going to do it anyway. So you're better off at least putting that together and using those calories. And what happens is a lot of people, it's the all or nothing they're going for. It's like, I'm either going to go 6 days a week or I'm not going to do it at all. And a lot of times we try to get people, depends on where they're coming from, but we try to get them to like, hey, just 1 or 2 days a week and let's see how that goes. And if you can be consistent with that, then we're going to go ahead and then we'll add another day and go from there. We rarely say, hey, go 6 days a week.
Yeah, I get that too. Because so when I was doing jiu-jitsu for a little bit, like I would only go like once a week. And it wasn't because like I didn't want to go more. It's just what my time would allow. And on top of that, my body would just hurt.
Yeah.
Like it would like legit. And like my shoulders, like I felt like I just wanted to rip them off from like a lot of explosive movements of like, you know, pushing somebody off or like trying to shrimp or whatever the case may be. And so, yeah, I could see like, you know, obviously you guys aren't going to be doing that to where like
Right.
you want your shoulders to just be ripped off of you
Yeah.
because it hurts that bad. But yeah, I could see because like 1 or 2 days, like you said, you learn movements, and then when you come into the new year, now you know how to move, and now you might be more apt to.
Right.
Yeah.
But then even think about, okay, say that you had never done jiu-jitsu before and you really want to start it, but you're like, all right, let's just wait until the new year. So the new year rolls around, you're learning all of the movements, you're starting from square one. What if you would have done that in December? You already worked through that awkwardness and that maybe like, I'm nervous or I don't know what I'm doing, and then you're starting the new year in a much stronger position.
You know, and there's ebb and flow to working out. You're never going to be super 5 days a week. There's going to be life happen. So if you start it when you are busy and you're able to at least get in, when you're not as busy, it's going to be way more simpler to be consistent. So if you like start something at the worst time, well, when times get a little better and easier, it's gonna be a breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess for me, like what I would say is, I never really feel like, ugh, I shouldn't have done that workout.
I say that all the time. Nobody goes, and especially really like say older people that are really active, like Chuck Sullivan or what. Yeah. He does not regret being active his whole life. Nobody ever does.
Right.
They regret not doing it.
So that's a great point because like I'll say this, like I look back at like parents of my, you know, parents of my generation, when they were my age, like I felt like they were hobbling already.
Yeah. A lot of it.
And like they weren't like, and I do feel like it's because like they hit their 20s and they stopped doing things.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some contributing factors to that. And the data's kind of like irrefutable now about like strength training and taking care of yourself as you get older. There's like no argument. They didn't have the information that we do now. So there's like almost not an excuse that you don't know. It's all over the place. So we know now what to do, and just a little bit goes a long way.
Yeah. I mean, in a perfect world, in your 20s and 30s, you start training and you never stop. That's not the case with a lot of people, and it's harder when you're older. But I mean, there's a lot of adaptation too, because if you're sedentary and now all of a sudden you can get off the ground, or you can, you know, there's quick adaptation, and you start feeling a lot better. So why don't you just start feeling better now? And you know, again, like a lot of people too, when they declare whatever they're going to do in the new year, most resolutions peter out by February.
Yeah, I almost feel like it'd be better to do a retrospective at New Year's Eve of what your year was like. Mm-hmm. Like, what did you do?
What do you regret?
What do you regret? Like, I feel like that's better rather than setting a goal. Because then I feel like that's real, right? Like, here's what actually did happen. Here's what I actually did do. And then at that point, you can figure out, like, what changes do I need to make?
Yep.
Right?
Well, and if it's that important to you, why are you waiting? You know?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, to me, like, the 70-year-old who's active doesn't regret being active for all these years. I could tell you, like, my experience, I say it all the time, where, like, I saw, you know, my mother-in-law who, like, couldn't, she was on the bed, and she couldn't even, like, scoot over on the bed. Mm-hmm. Like, her legs would fail her. Like, she just would slip. And I remember thinking, like, how is that possible? But
yeah,
it's possible.
it happens.
Very possible.
It happens quickly, and you don't realize it. I mean, we're seeing it now at our age is like, if you don't jump or you don't do something for a period of time, all you're going to do is like, whoa, that first jump was kind of weird. So now elongate that 10 more years from now, and you've spent more time in between of doing things and strength training or moving quickly, then it catches up to you really quickly, and now it's gone. Then how do you get it back?
Yeah, or somebody in their 40s goes, oh, I gained 2 pounds on the scale this year. No big deal. Another two. It creeps up by the end. By the time you're 50, you're 20 pounds heavier. You know,
I know that life.
you're not 50 yet. You have time.
Yeah.
Start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I got to get going on that.
But yeah, so I guess, I mean, to wrap up, I mean, if you are thinking about doing anything or having any sort of resolution in the new year, if it's really important to you, why don't you just start now?
Yeah, and just start easy, 1-2 days a week or what you can do now. And then eventually, as time goes on, you'll find more time and things, because there's always going to be ebbs and flows, no matter what. And remember that. There's going to be times where you can make it more and be more consistent, like on a daily basis or a weekly basis, basically. And then there's going to be times where you're just busy and life's happening.
Yeah, and then we can go into a couple, like, just a little bonus tactics for people that are consistent and already training for our, you know, we understand this time of the year gets crazy. One is give yourself some grace. If you're typically making it 5 times and through the holidays you're making it 3, good job. 3 is, you know, better than 0. So give yourself some grace there. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Okay. And then I was going to say, in terms of nutrition, don't feel guilty for enjoying or having some indulgences here and there. Prioritize protein, you know, live in the moment, enjoy time with friends. If you have built muscle, you have a lot more metabolic flexibility than you realize. We have people that come back from vacation and go, holy shit, I lost 5 pounds on vacation. I'm like, that's because you have muscle, you know? But prioritize sleep too. If you're out at a late night party, and especially if you drank, don't go to the gym the next morning. You know, sleep in, sleep it off, possibly come into the afternoon. Do it at like a 60% effort. Move around a little bit so you feel good about yourself. But, you know, give yourself some grace.
I love that. Yeah, just get on the erg bike. Just kind of go through the motions.
Yeah. Be around people, you know, it's good.
Make it a third place.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to like sustain than it is to kind of like to go and gain. So when you go through times, it's such a less percentage, just like, hey, I made it 2 days a week this week. That's enough to hold on to the majority. It's where people run into the problems is when they completely stop for periods of time. So as long as you're showing up, you're still seeing benefits and you're still holding on to a lot of the things that you went ahead and worked hard for.
Yep.
Love it.
All right.
All right. Just strong principles.
See ya.